Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Tarkir Dragonstorm draft here on the channel. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe for more, comment with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. The Arena Open is coming up, and so I'm going to be going a little bit full try-hard mode to practice, but, if something crazy comes up, I might be willing to speculate. But I think we are going to start off with a Sonic Shrieker. This card is really strong and one of the best uncommons. It is a big color commitment, but it fits really well into the multicolor dragon deck. It also fits well as a splash in Mardu decks, or like red-white decks that are splashing black, kind of things like that. And it's also just like a solid 5-color card you can play. And yeah, it's more flexible than it looks. Bewildering Blizzard is another solid card draw spell. The rares are both a little bit underwhelming. 4 mana for a 2/1, even if it is indestructible, it's just a bit small, especially because some removal spells kill it anyway with like Exile or like things like that. And then Thunder of Unity is not very good because it's just a little bit too hard to cast, and then the payoff just isn't there. And then in the comments, I've been up and down on aggressive negotiations. I was really low on it, then I was probably too high on it, and now I've come back down a little bit, but I think it can do some stuff. And then Snakeskin Veil is reasonable, but the commons kind of are bad in this pack. It was pretty much this or Bewildering Blizzard. Okay, now we get a shocking Sharpshooter. This is one of the best uncommons for a red-white aggro deck. This and Sunpearl Kirin are both great. Martyr Devotee is a great common for this deck. The lands can help. Scoured Barrens or Mystic Monastery could help me splash the Sonic Shrieker, or things like Reigning Victor. Overall, though, I think a shocking Sharpshooter is a really nice 2-drop to pick up and plays well with the Sonic Shrieker, so we're happy to do that. Narset is a card I have put in decks, but it's kind of like you have to get to the pretty late game before you're happy using this, because blue has so much card draw on its own that getting to a point where you want to discard your hand to draw a couple cards is a little bit finicky sometimes. But I go Shocking Sharpshooter here, then maybe Sunpearl Kirin, then maybe Mardu Devotee. I like the Devotee a lot. Second picking one would be sad, but getting a Sharpshooter second, definitely nice. Okay, pick 3. So, we have a turning point here in the draft. We have the Shrieker and the Sharpshooter to go towards a nice red-white deck. I think the best card in the pack is probably Dispelling Exhale. Really nice counterspell. There's also Wayspeaker Bodyguard to stay more in my lane. You can get back a Sharpshooter, things like that. Nice little more mid-rangey card to go with like a more Mardu shell where Shrieker can be a card you splash. Hardened Tactician isn't my favorite card to splash all the time because you don't always have the token payoffs to really make it work. But it is a reasonable card. I think it's between the Bodyguard and the Exhale, though. Exhale is probably the best card, objectively speaking, but Sharpshooter doesn't really go that well with it. It's close, but I don't think other people prioritize this the same way I do, and so I don't think it's as much of a signal. So I'm just going to take the Wayspeaker Bodyguard. Okay. Now there is, again, this pack is just really bad. There's Sandstep Citadel to be a white-black land, but I'd rather just take a Bloodfell Caves because it's like similarly effective for splashing Sonic Shrieker, but it gains me a life, which can be relevant. Stormshriek Feral's not the best. These cards are all just pretty bad. Like, I don't love Constrictor Sage. I don't love Tiger. If I'd taken the blue card, I still think I would take the black-red land. Feral's fine. Like, it's a reasonable card, but not like a card I hugely prioritize in this sort of deck. This is just a bit of a miss of a pack, so taking a land here is not the end of the world. I do have 3 pretty solid uncommons, so we guess we could still move off of it, but less likely now. Mardu Siegebreaker. We're going to splash the Sonic Shrieker. We're already kind of committing to playing more of a mid-rangey build of this deck, and so we're going to just take the Mardu Siegebreaker. I do like Sunset Strike Master, but now with 2 really good multicolor payoffs in the Shrieker and the Siegebreaker and the Bloodfell Caves, and getting this pick 5, I might be able to get other Mardu cards. I do like Dragon's Prey, Strike Master, Devotee. Don't really like the Dawnbreaker that much. Mystic Monastery would be fine for helping me splash, but we're going to be prioritizing fixing anyway to splash the Shrieker, and getting a Siegebreaker is great. If you play this and get Sonic Shrieker exiled with it, that's pretty good. Wayspeaker Bodyguard's pretty reasonable to exile with it. Because you can get back your 2-drops, so. Okay, and now I will get an Evolving Wilds. I don't mind Whale of War, but other than that, I don't really like any of the cards in this pack for my deck. Focus the Mind can be a solid card draw spell. Getting one pick 6 is around when you can expect to get it, though, so it's not really a huge signal. Whale of War is fine sometimes, but if I'm splashing it, I don't really love it. And, yeah, this card's not very good. I don't love Feral Deathgorger. I'm not planning on splashing multiple colors. And 1 Evolving Wilds in this deck means that if I play a single swamp, I'll already have 1 2, 3 sources of black. So getting like a couple devotees, another gain land. I'm well on my way for this splash to work out. There's the Rakshasa. This card's pretty good. It's a bit more expensive, but maybe I'm playing more of a 3-color value version of this deck. Like, goes a little bit bigger than the other aggressive variants. I don't know if I'll be able to compete with the late game versions of other decks that are like blue-green base, but I don't really want Wild Ride or Tempest Hawk. So I guess I'll try that, at least as an option. I don't know if we'll actually commit to it fully, but... Citadel or Bearer of Glories. This is a white-black land, in case you're wondering why I'm considering it. Helps my splash a little bit. Bearer of Glory is solid, but I think I'd rather just take the land here. Pick 8. Now we'll take Artisan. Another land. Reigning Victor is more of a payoff for having the land than a reason to take over land. So I was kind of hoping this would wheel, because remember, I think there was a Sandstep Citadel in this pack too. I'll just take the land. You never know what you'll see. Crocodile. So this pack we have 1, 2... I'm not really hoping to play the Artisan. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, and then a bunch of lands that help us with this deck. So we'll see how pack 2 goes. Interesting pack right off the bat. There's Devotee, there's Fleeting Effigy. Fleeting Effigy wheels sometimes, which is why I wouldn't take it here, even if it is a good card. And Pack Beast is a little bit harder to enable. I think this card might wheel. Pack Beast certainly won't. This card might wheel. Caustic Exhale is a solid removal spell. But I'm going to take Martyr Devotee. I love this card. Really nice little 1-drop for your decks. Even though I'm more black-red, I'm probably going to get some red-white cards that I want to be base red-white for. Because black-red doesn't have, like, the gold cards. And I don't love Pack Beast as much. It's good with Sharpshooter, though. Okay, Mardu Monument I will take over Martyr Devotee. I think that's just a pretty obvious pick. I think this card's just really solid in your Mardu mid-rangey decks. Plays great with Sharpshooter. I do love the Devotee, though. Then Fleeting Effigy's good. Might wheel again. Though it's not as good in this type of mid-rangey version of the deck. Venerated Stormsinger's a nice card for these more 3-color variants. I am leaning towards being like a pretty straight 3-color version of this deck. Gosh. This has been a really good pack for me so far. Another Mardu Monument. Also another Mardu Devotee. Channel Dragonfire. Gainland. Caustic Exhale. Really good pack overall. Okay, now I will take Hardened Tactician or Dragon's Prey. Hardened Tactician is great for sacrificing Mardu Monument tokens. For sacrificing these tokens that are going to die anyway. So I can get back my Mardu Monuments when this enters. That's pretty good. Dragon's Prey is nice too. I don't have any kill spells right now. Yeah, let's just take this. So now if I play 1 swamp, I'll have 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5 black sources. So my black splash is looking quite good right now. Or it's more just a straight 3-color at this point. Okay. Worthy Cost could be really good here. Wingblade Disciple's the best card in the pack. Defibrillating Current, not the best removal spell. Aggressive Negotiations can also be sometimes pretty solid, especially in more mid-rangey decks. Worthy Cost. I'm going to try Aggressive Negotiations here. This could be the home for it. You want it in your more mid-rangey decks that are playing black, I think, because you can't necessarily compete with like a really good late-game bomb, like a 7-drop in blue, green, or whatever. And so this can strip that away. And I'm pretty heavy black. Worthy Cost would also be fine. I never end up playing Worthy Cost, it feels like, because I just take other things over it. Okay, now there's Rebellious Strike. Wow, Sibzik Appraiser, pick 6. Brutal. think Rebellious Strike is still the best card here. It's better than Worthy Cost because it's like a similar thing where it does the same thing where it like trades with a creature, but this one you draw a card and this one you don't. Also, this one's off, even though black is kind of one of my main colors at this point. I'm more splashing red than the other colors. Ooh, pick 7 Martyr Devotee. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm mostly splashing red, so it looks like I'm splashing red for the sharpshooter. So I only have 3 red cards in a black-white deck. It's kind of a good... This is still worth playing, I think. I'm trying to just be like a 3-color deck, I think. And Martyr Devotee is perfect. Felithar is cutesy, and I do have the Blossoming Sands and the Sandstep Citadel, but I don't want to get too aggressive with my splash in a deck that is not base green. Okay, so this is good with counters. I don't really have plus and counters. Underfoot Underdogs can help me push through damage. Also be multiple bodies for things like Sharpshooter. I'm not trying to splash blue, as I already established. I'm only going to play like these 3 colors. I did wheel the Poised Practitioner. That's going to be good with Devotee. Yep, I don't mind playing the Practitioners. I've actually kind of liked them. We'll get some more reps, though. If they don't perform well here, then we'll lower our prioritization. There's a Jeskai Devotee, and there's another Rebellious Strike, but there's also a land, and the lands are going to be pretty hard to replace here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5th land. I've got a lot of cards that care about lands, but I already have 1 Rebellious Strike. The Jeskai Devotee is not the hugest priority. And we wield the Hardened Tactician. That's perfect for me. Lots of 3-drops, but our turn 2 is a setup turn a lot of the time for us. Booyah. That's a great pickup for us. Love Windcrag Siege. It's really good. It plays well with the Tactician. Plays well with really all of our cards. This might be more of a turn 5 play. This might be more of a turn 4 play. Then it's probably still turn 3 a lot of the time. We'll try to save that. We're trying to put things on the curve where we're actually going to play them. This is an easy pick, though. Maybe we'll wield the Star-Eyed Skyrider. Probably not, but you can always wonder. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands. Oh my gosh, Zergo. This is a Zergo deck if I've ever seen one. My mana supports it, and I just want to be making tokens. I wouldn't mind a coordinated maneuver. It's an easy Zergo, though. We can definitely cut Poised Practitioners. That's probably the first card to cut, but currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands. So 23 cards here, so we have to make 5 more playables before we start cutting things. Okay. Static Snare or Shock Brigade. My 2-drop slot is a little bit low. My removal spell is also pretty low. I'd rather just get the 2-drop here. I have 1, 2, 3 2-drops to play, and I need more of those. Devotee or Dragon's Prey. Now I will take the Dragon's Prey. I do need some kill spells. And I think the Devotee wheeled last time. Okay, there's another Dragon's Prey. There's Overwhelming Surge. Reigning Victor is a solid one. We get another Martyr Devotee. This deck is really humming along nicely. The Poised Practitioners are looking pretty good in like the 4-drop slot. This into this. Seems pretty reasonable to do. So we're at 23 playables now. We might cut a land, though, because we have the 2 Monuments. We have infinite 3-drops. And we're less of an early pressure deck in most situations here, I think. Or more of like a takeover in the middle stage of the game type deck. Artisan is the first cut for sure. Let's just preemptively cut that one. Okay. This card could also be a cut because most of our plays are on turn 3. We'll take Scoured Barrens. I would play Reigning Victor, I think. even though it's not very good in my deck, but the Scoured Barrens is going to be nice. Just helps my mana, and I already have enough playables, as you can see. Perfect. We get another 2-drop. I think this one's going to be better than Fleeting Effigy. Fleeting Effigy's like nice if you're casting it over and over. Plays well with Poised Practitioner. But Bearer of Glory is going to play well with the Marty Monument tokens. And any tokens I make from Windcrag Siege. Underfoot Underdog. So nice little 2-drop pickup. Now there's a Starry-Eyed Skyrider. That's going to be pretty reasonable, I think. 100 Battle Vet. Maybe we consider it. Or, you know, try Seize Opportunity, maybe. Another Bearer of Glory. Nice. So we get another 2-drop. So our 2-drops actually came together pretty nicely. We got a Reigning Victor. Nice. And Watcher. Perfect. This deck looks pretty nice. I think I am going to cut the aggressive negotiations. Because we got the Dragon's Praise that can be kill spells. And you really want to be going... Maybe I don't cut it. We'll see. Let's see. Okay, so I have to make 4 cuts. We have 3. So my mana is mostly white, black, and then black and red are equal. So white is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white sources. 9, 10 white sources. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black sources. 5, 6, 7, 8 red sources. I'm going to cut 1 black source for 1 white source. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 white sources to go with my 3 devotees. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 black sources. Red is 5, 6, 7, 8 red sources. I'm just going to go extra white because the Martyr Devotee can do a lot of work for me smoothing. These are more expensive cards. Sway Speaker is going to be pretty good. Rebellious Strike is a combat trick. Reigning Victor is good. Going to cut the Underdogs, the Seize Opportunity, and a Poised Practitioner, I think. My creature count is at 16. Yeah. Maybe I'd rather have Seized Opportunity than the Starry-Eyed Skyrider or the Poised Practitioner. Actually, I'm going to cut a land. I'm going to cut 1 mountain and play an extra land. I mean, one more spell. And I think I'll play Poised. The Scry seems useful. This card also seems reasonable. Let's try that, actually. Okay. Interesting build. We can see how it feels in the games, and I'll see you folks there. Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the people who support my channel at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you have been enjoying my videos, you can become a patron to help me make more videos in the future and gain access to some exclusive Patreon rewards. I want to give a special shout out to those people who support at the credits level. It makes a big difference. And without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round number 1. We are going to keep this hand. Pretty nice. The Martyr Devotee kicking things off. Ooh, I would like the Siege Breaker. And the Monument's pretty good too. So let's just keep both. Though I'm going to shuffle away the Monument, so it won't really matter. No attack. If they want to attack and pump this, then that's fine. We can kill that later. No, we're just going to keep going on curve here for now. And now again, if they want to attack, they have to pump up, and then we can just kill it with Dragon's Prey. They've spent a lot of mana on that. The real key is to get this guy down before we get to crack this. Okay. Easy block. +3/+0. Is it +1/+1? It's a bit of a bummer. We're taking some damage. Okay. So I can play this Siegebreaker, exile this guy. Scry 2. Take 5. They're taking 5 as well. No, no. They have a lot of cards in hand. Shock Brigade, okay. I really want an untapped land so I can go this guy, Dragon's Prey, this guy. Perfect. Remember, I need to use my mana wisely. Can't really use those that well. I could just kill this guy right now. But I really want to kill the Descendant of Storms. Doesn't even attack for that much more damage, though. If I kill this, they hit me for 3, 4, 5, 6. It is funny that I don't have black mana, so I can't activate this if my Martyr Devotee dies. Not getting this into play was a pretty big misstep, potentially. Oh my gosh. Pretty brutal. Big draw. That's pretty amazing. Man, that was pretty awesome. What a little play I got there. I was going to be in trouble. Nice win. Wow. Do we want to make any changes to the deck? Gosh, that overwhelming surge was pretty solid. Okay. I'm glad I played the Seize opportunity. That was a pretty key one. Better than aggressive negotiations would have been for sure. Poised, I think, would have been worse than underdogs. This guy maybe is a little bit dicey with my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black sources now. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Could maybe cut Gurmag Rakshasa for another poised practitioner. Yeah. Let's try it like that. See you folks next round. Welcome to another round. This is a keep. I will get a mountain, and then I can get this into play, and then I can play this on turn 3 if I want. We'll see what we draw, though. If we draw a mountain naturally, we can just play this tapped on turn 1, this on turn 2, this guy on turn 3. It'll be perfect. Ooh, maybe an Abzan matchup. Okay, so this is another white-black land. I'd rather deploy this on turn 3 than this on turn 2, so I'm just going to play this. And this way, if I do draw one of my mountains, which I have a lot more mountains than swamps, I get to do the optimal curve out. Okay. I guess I have so many 3-drops that I could have just gone, like... Yeah, a little bit different here if I'd wanted to. Getting mountain turn 1 might have been better. Who knows? I think it was worth the risk to have the perfect curve out. It gives me a high chance of winning if I do draw a mountain. We're going to set up our draw step here. That's a good card. We can't cast it next turn anyway, though, so let's just do it this way. So we have the option to play an untapped land if we want. We might not want, but if we do, we will have the option. Like, if this thing dies, we can play this guy. Reigning Victor is the best combo with the Mardu Siegebreaker, because it can give it indestructible. If they have a combat trick, I'm okay with it. Every point of damage matters in Magic. You can't just give up life points like they're nothing. Though sometimes it's worth just using your life total as a resource, as people say, but I think in these situations, when I have no reason to think they have something, I might as well just protect my life total. Games get closer than you think. Like last game, every life point mattered. I killed them with Xaxes, and I probably wouldn't have been able to manage that if I had played that game differently. That's why you have to sequence. You play your sharpshooter before your devotee to get that extra point. Activated only as a sorcery. I'm going to buff the sharpshooter, because if they had a kill spell, they would have killed it before the Reigning Victor came into play. I'm not going to play around the 3/2 flash creature either. Then I have this card, which is a combo with the Reigning Victor. I won't get the Mobilize trigger, but this guy basically has a Mobilize trigger. At some point, if this thing dies, I can go Waste Speaker, get it back, play it immediately, tap something. Now it's not worth blocking because the point of life is not worth the risk to setting up my combo. Because they could easily have a combat trick like +3/+0, and they just didn't want to use it last turn, though. Can't imagine why they wouldn't have. Oh, they have worthy cost? Oh, I botched it then. Wow. Yeah, maybe I should have done 2 levels of thought there. Warden of the Grove. Okay, that's dying 100%. Yeah, maybe I should have blocked. If I'd blocked, it would have gone a lot better for me. Sure. I will keep an untapped land on top of my deck here. Well, that's a really good draw. When a card is worse than drawing a basic land, I like to scry to the bottom a lot of the time. And a basic land is better because I can go Way Speaker into Sharpshooter then, and the game's not going to go long enough where I'm going to be having time to deploy the 2-mana 1/3 there, the Shock Brigade. They're stuck on lands. I'm about to play a big dragon. This thing plus this thing can kill them next turn if they don't have a blocker and if they tap out and stuff. We're not going to try and do anything crazy. They could have Snakeskin Veil. Just going to deal the damage to them to their face. Make them discard a card. They didn't activate Abzan Monument, so they clearly have something. Oh wait, they can't activate it because they don't have white mana. That's funny. No tax. That was more of a setup turn. Because they can't do anything, clearly. Sure. Now that they are essentially dead. Let's see, are they dead on board? Zergo. Looking for an untapped land. And I'll get another scry when this thing trades off. So if they have Snakeskin Veil, they'll use it to protect their Nightblade Brigade now. Yep. And now I get back my Martyr Devotee. Get another scry in. That is good enough. So depending on how this goes, I can either go Way Speaker and then play this to get tap immediately. And then the next turn I can play the sharpshooter into Zergo to just win. Because I have the right colors to do that, I think. No, I don't have enough red. Oh, but I have the Devotees. And the tap will also like let this guy hit them for 1. This more mid-rangey version is pretty fun. It's kind of fun. I've shaved on lands because my colors are pretty good, and I have the monuments. And I do feel like my deck really wants to get to 6 mana. Okay. So they're just dead to my flyer. Cast some extra spells. Might as well just get the damage in. Nice little win. Well, that was good. Another victory for the good guys. My tap lands were a bit of a liability in the early turns. Maybe I want to play an extra land just for the... yeah, for that aspect of things. But I think that was pretty good, and I'll see you next round. Welcome to another round on the draw. What a weird hand. I'm going to keep it, though. Because remember, we have 9 white sources in the deck. Plus our 2 monuments. So that's like 11 white sources. And that's pretty good odds of hitting a white source by turn 3 to play Zergo or our Skyrider. And if we don't get there, we don't get there. But you also have to keep in mind that you lose games when you mulligan as well. Like, that's a factor in losing games. And so losing games to missing our white source with a pretty decent shot of getting there is also a factor. Okay, one more draw. One more draw. One more day. It really doesn't matter what they take. As long as I draw planes this turn, it doesn't matter. They're probably just like, please don't draw planes. You gotta be willing to risk it for the biscuit sometimes. If I was them, I have no idea what's in their hand. I might take the, like, Zergo, because it's, like, the most speedy, like, opposition to a Delta Bloodflies attacking, like it can snowball the fastest. It depends on if they have a kill spell in their hand. Nice. That's what I would have done. Planes? Oh, man. Not even drawing any land. Now they equip so I can't Dragon's Prey it. So that goes. Unfortunate. This is over. If I had done this, drawn this last turn, I still think it would have been over. This thing is just one card Wrecking Crew. They're hitting me for 5 a turn here. So I'm on a 3-turn clock, and I can't even have an answer, really. Because it's hexproof for monocolored. And I don't have any multicolored kill spells. Yep. Sad day. Oh well. That was going to be a tough one to win. It was, I think, a fair keep. I would have kept it again. Let's just double check that I have as many white sources as I think I do. Because I remember adding extra white sources because of the Martyr Devotees. Also, like, their draw was really hard for me to interact with in general. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have even more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 white sources, 12 white sources. And so, like, 33 cards, 12 white sources, 3 draw steps. A lot of them do come into play tapped, which is a factor. But if I draw one of those in the first 2 draw steps, it's fine. If I draw first 3, it's okay. Yeah, I think that's a fine keep. and I'll see you next round. Welcome to another round. We'll keep this. I'm going to just go this into the Mardu Monument, into Underdogs, and then on turn 4 I can get another land. Scratch that. I'm going to fetch up another Plains. And then play the Mardu Devotee. And then... I'm gonna play the Underdogs next turn. And then Mardu Monument sees that. Seize Opportunity seems like it's gonna be good this game. Actually, no. I'm gonna play this next turn. And then I can double spell the following turn with Rebellious Strike and Mardu Monument. Yeah. I already don't like my opponent. They're like emoting while I'm just using general time to think that it is my right. Okay. I'll make this trade if they want it. I'm generally okay drawing Seize Opportunity. Okay, so we're going to do this to get another mountain. Combat. Attack. Draw another card. I would like to draw a land. But I have two looks at a land, and I don't really want to tap land. Okay, that's probably better anyway. Good for 6. This is going to let me go double spell. Tygum, okay. And they can cast a kill spell. Gosh darn it. Oh, man. This card's gonna be fine, I think. Gotta kill Tygum. This thing's gonna come down in a couple turns. Tygum is so good. The card always messes me up. Sure. Interesting. I'm gonna play this guy. I should have done the opposite order. This guy would have done some serious work. We'll keep the kill spell. This thing's gonna shrink my Wayspeaker bodyguard coming up. Sure. That's bad. Okay. Man. So I think I've lost this game. The fresh start's going to get me. This is the danger of going into these matchups. The value can take over. And they have all this extra value in the graveyard. Yeah, this one's over. It might have been correct to just let the Tygom live and just try to kill them before they could get more suspend stuff going on. I think I was going to lose the game regardless, though. My deck isn't quite fast enough to beat these decks, I don't think. I'm kind of built to beat the other aggressive decks and maybe some of the uber slow decks if I have the right draws. Play this guy. I can't afford to play around stuff. Oh, okay, yep. Yeah, that's bad. Like, I could have just waited and then, like, hoped they made, like, a big attack, and then I play it and pump in the same turn. I was considering doing that, but I wanted to be able to threaten the attack with that guy. Jeez. I messed it up, didn't I? No, they would have killed something else. So I still wouldn't have been able to kill them, because they would have used this to kill, like, a Martyr Devotee. Then it would have had 4 attackers. Only 2 of the guys could have got through. So yeah, I think I was right to do it that way, because if they play, like, a different guy, or they just use their bounce spell on a token... Because that was what I was thinking. Okay, if they bounce spell my token, then I won't be able to win. Because they bounce spell it or whatever, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I still have a 5th attacker. So I would still be able to kill them, but unfortunately we did not get there. Close game again. I wonder if I think I should probably play in my Gurmag Rakshasa in this deck. It is a more mid-rangey build of the deck, even though double black is a little bit tricky for me. I have the Devotees, which are like extra sources, and this card is quite solid. I'm going to cut the Starry-Eyed Skyrider because I just have so many 3-drops already. I think it's between that and the Underdogs. Voice Practitioner would have been so good that game. But anyway, I'll see you folks next round. Welcome to another round. We will keep this. Turn 3 Windcrag Siege seems pretty solid. We don't have black mana, but if we draw a red source, we can use this to get black mana. Up against a mythic player. Mythic players are more likely to be playing red-white, in my experience. So just a little tidbit for you. I wish I was on the play, because this card would be better on the play. It's going to play out pretty well with Seize Opportunity, though, I think. Let me continue attacking with these guys, get some lifelink going. This card's pretty hard to beat for red-white if they don't have anything crazy going on. So hopefully it works out. And if I draw a red source naturally, I can just play Bearer of Glory on turn 2, which is also nice. Opponent is deep in the tank on their turn 1 play. Okay, my opponent just skipped their first turn. That's an interesting choice. I mean, I'll take the free win, but it's a little bit odd. They essentially have given me the play. If I lose this game now, it's going to be real embarrassing. Not really. It's almost as if like they mulliganed and I was on the play. That's kind of how it's playing out. Okay. I hope they don't kill it. That'd be a bummer. Mardu Devotee, sure. Gonna go fetch up a black source. Play this guy out. If I'm in this game, I am the defensive role because I'm getting a 1/1 every turn. So the longer this goes, the better this card is. And this is going to start drawing me extra cards. I don't need to do anything too fancy. Should they answer their problematic cards? Win the long game. Sure. That's a great card. Big fan of the Pack Beast. Sure. That's a great draw. So I'm going to go this. Martyr Devotee. Ardent Tactician, hold up the mana to sacrifice my token. Sharpshooter is going to be great. I don't know if I want the Shock Brigade, though. I might not have even wanted this, TBH. Though the damage is going to be relevant. I want to draw a card. What do I want? An extra blocker. Okay. Sure. That's a great card to draw. I'm really glad I put it back in the deck. Killing it now because they could have like the card that gives indestructible. Maybe it's better to wait because they could go for a buff spell or something. I would have killed it in response to that anyway. I also like killing it because like it makes other Salt Road pack beasts cheaper. So I've learned that killing ASAP is generally pretty good if you know you're pretty likely to want to kill something. Okay, no attacks this turn. I'm gonna just go for my card advantage here. Till the end of your next turn. They also have the siege. Interesting. Kill that guy. I might as well scry first. I'm going to keep that, though. I think that card's going to be better than an average draw on my deck. Just going to put Zurgo down. Okay, they're starting to make their tokens. Can you imagine what if how the game would have gone if they hadn't skipped their first turn? It would have been a lot harder. A lot harder. This thing I'm going to sacrifice before I play the Way Speaker, but next turn I'm going to play the Gurmag Rakshasa. To... Oh my gosh. Well, I guess it won't be to enable an Azurgo attack, because they drew the perfect card. That card could have killed my Windcrag Siege, and that probably would have been better for them. Okay, so ping them. This guy's going to kill their devotee. Buff my lifelinker. Send in. I guess Zurgo makes 2 tokens a turn. I'm glad I kept the Shocking Sharpshooter. I think they might be dead on board. So what can they block? They can go block here, block here, block here, block here. No, 2 blocks on here is the most efficient. Double block here, block here, block here. Take 8. Got the win. Wasn't pretty. Was not pretty. The Windcrag Siege duel, as they say. That card's real good. Real good. See you next round. Welcome to another round. We've got a good hand. Zurgo and Windcrag Siege. Against maybe a slow matchup. We'll see what happens here. I would love to draw a 2-drop creature. That is generally your best bet against these matchups, because it's hard to outgrind them. That is one of the downsides of going full Mardu instead of just a red-white aggro deck. It's hard to outgrind decks. And the tap lands can make you slower and stuff like that. Okay. Sure. This is only helping my Wayspeaker Bodyguard get better. I am going to start with Zurgo. I could choose Mardu mode and get double the tokens. This is not good. I do have answers to it. Just, I'm going to lose before I can draw them. Gosh darn it! Why do I have to face this on the play? If I'd been on the play, I would have won easily. Oh my gosh! Can you imagine? I played. Turn 2 they play this. I play Zurgo. They make it a 2/4. I just attack in, buff it up. Gosh, it'd be great to just have won a die roll when it mattered. Oh well, or draw a Dragon's Prey. I have 3 in the deck. It's not impossible. There go my Dragon's Prey. Yep. It's a lot of fun, that game. Oh well. There's nothing I could have done there with my draw. My hand was definitely a keep. I don't think having a 2-drop would have made a difference. Aggressive Negotiations maybe would have been better, but I have the 3 Dragon's Praise in my kill spells. Maybe it would have been better than like Underfoot Underdogs, which I never really wanted to draw, but I don't know. That was just an impossible game to win. So happens like that sometimes. We did our best, and hopefully you enjoyed watching a kind of pretty much straight up Mardu deck in action. So if you made it to the end, leave hashtag Mardu in the comment section down below. That's going to do it for this one, though. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.